Hello everybody. We are going to go over our deliverable requirements and instructions for the D1 project and the D2 project in our Digital Marketing for Content Providers class. I will do another video using the same setup we start today for our D3 requirements. So the D1 requirement is to create a customer journey map. This is worth 5 points. And the D2 project is to create a CMS framework. That means to create a website. We'll use Weebly, optimized for SEO, pursuant of your customer journey map, optimized for global markets, that is marketing automation ready and CRM ready. That will be 15 points. And in a separate video, I will go over D3, which will be to create a content management system, marketing automation, CRM integrated framework. That will be worth 20 points. Again, we will continue on where we leave off on D1 and D2 for that particular video that we'll do in the future. So let's start off with the D1 requirements. Very simple. That's worth 5 points. Create a customer journey map that documents your persona's experience on the website that you will create for D2 at each primary touch point from initial contact through mature engagement. And then the way we will be evaluating this is that you need to create 6 steps in the customer journey, progressing from initial call to action to success event. That'll be worth 2 points. And then you need to create 5 touch points on your on your website's digital experience. That'll be worth 2 points. And then you'll indicate in each matrix box if the touch point coincides with a step in the customer journey, and that'll be worth 1 point. So let's jump right into that. So this this template is available to you in this slide deck. So I would recommend that you copy this template into a slide deck. In fact, what you could do, I'll escape from presentation mode, is you could go into this particular you could go into this screen set and you could just select all of these, and you could hit your delete button and they would go away, and then you could go and select all of these and shift and hit your delete button and they would go all go away, and that would leave you just with this particular template. I'm not going to delete these slides because I want to keep them, and then you would do a file save as and name it something intuitive. So let's just go into this. I'm going to save this. Let's go into our template and let's look at the requirements. So we need to fill in 6 steps in our customer journey, and we need to fill in 5 touch points. And then for each touch point in the matrix, we will then have a simple yes or no. Is this touch point impacted by this step? This is a very simple customer journey map, but it's a useful customer journey map, and it will help you to build muscle in customer journey map building. So my particular example that I'm going to use is a mom and pop guitar shop, and our persona will be a guitar buyer, somebody who wants to buy vintage guitars as investments. And momandpopguitars.com, their goal is to be able to sell more guitars online. Okay, so I've already filled these in, but you will do this for your website. So my customer journey would begin with an email campaign, and then a banner ad, and then a shop now call to action, CTA. That would then generate, it would bring up an ad for a Gibson 1979, let's make that 1976, Gibson G3 bass guitar. There would be a call to action to add to cart. That would be a call to action. And then the customer would check out. So that would be from the initial touch point, the initial call to action through the email campaign with a couple of banners and then some other calls to action, resulting in the success event of checking out and making the purchase. Okay, so then I've identified my touch points as being email, the actual website itself, live chat on the website, maybe a social media campaign in Facebook, and then a touch point definitely PayPal, and that would be in our checkout lane. So then I would go through each of the steps here. I would say in this point in the matrix, the email campaign, the touch point of email does impact the email campaign. The website, the touch point of the website does impact. Oops, this is something you might want to do. I want to make sure that all my text is black here, so I'm going to go here and pick black text. Okay, so now I'm going to go in here. Oops. And I'm going to click into here. I'm going to say impact, because that one does. Live chat is not connected to into the email campaign. Facebook is not part of the email campaign. PayPal is not part of the email campaign. Now I'll go into my next customer journey step, the banner ad. The banner ad is not in the email campaign. It is on the website. It is not in live chat. It is in Facebook, and it is not impacted by the touch point of PayPal. Our Shop Now call to action is not in the email. Maybe it should be, but it's not. It is on our website. It is not in live chat. It is in Facebook. And the call to action, the Shop Now button does lead us to our cart, so it does impact PayPal. Okay, the Gibson G3 ad is not in the email, although maybe it should be. It is on the website. It has a live chat button. It is on our Facebook. And it does have a call to action linking to our cart. Okay, the cart is not in the email. It is in the on the website. It's not in live chat. It is in Facebook. And it definitely is connected to the cart and PayPal, and then checkout. No impact on the website. Excuse me, on the email. It is on the website, but by then we've already gone to our e-commerce engine, so there's really no impact with the website. The checkout does have live chat. No impact on Facebook, and absolutely impact on PayPal. So there we have it. We have our example site map. It's all filled in. I've gotten all of my customer journey steps in place, all 6 of them. I've gotten all 5 of my digital experience touch points, and I've rated each of the matrix impact sections, whether it impacts or does not impact. Having done that, I will have gotten full credit, all 5 points, for the D1 exercise. So let's go back into presentation mode here, and let's then look at our D2 requirement. Our D2 requirement is worth 15 points. It is to create a website in Weebly, add functional CSS, we'll get 3 points for that. Add functional JavaScript, we'll get 3 points for that. we need to optimize for SEO. We'll have to pick 2 keywords. We'll add the keywords to our site description and get 3 points for that. Add it to our meta keywords, get 3 points for that. And on at least one page, optimize our content so the keywords account for the page density percentage between 2 and 3%. If we successfully do that, we will get 3 points. And hopefully that adds up to 15 points. So for our CMS framework, we're going to create an account using www.weebly.com. And then we're going to click on the Build a Professional Website link. We're going to sign up, and we'll create a password. We'll select a theme. We'll start editing. We'll search for our domain name. We will pick the free version, and it'll be a subdomain, so it'll be something at .weebly.com. We may or may not be asked to verify our account, and then we'll get our success event. And very important, we need to copy that website so that we remember it, because we'll be using it a lot. Okay, and then we'll add some functionality. We'll add some JavaScript. We're going to drag the embedded code button into our web page, and we will click the Set Custom HTML text box. We'll backspace over the text that's there, and we'll type in some text that has an H2 and a title, and an ID. We'll then go into our SEO, our settings menu pick, and we'll go into SEO. We'll put some CSS into that header, and then we'll click the green Save button and click the blue Publish button. Then we're going to add JavaScript. We're going to add a button. So we're going to, again, go into that, click to Set Custom HTML. We're going to add our button there, and we're going to add a paragraph tag. And that's going to then we're going to click the blue Publish button, and we'll test our site in a separate browser. Okay. And then we'll add our keywords. We'll go to Solvul, I guess that's how you pronounce that, to select our keywords, or you can just pick keywords. This step is optional, and we'll pick some keyword or keyword phrases, and then we'll calculate the density by putting them by putting some text in a Word document, and then we'll calculate that the density is within our requirement, and if so, we'll add all of our text to that page. We'll have to go in there and gut the text that comes with the Weebly template and put our text in place, and then we will have fulfilled our obligation for density. And then we'll take those keywords and we'll go into we'll go into Click Settings menu. We'll click on the SEO tab, and then we'll paste in our site description and our meta keywords, and then we'll click the Save button and the Publish button, and we will have fulfilled our requirement. And I'll show you how I can tell that we've fulfilled our requirement after we do that. So I'm going to escape out of this, and I'm going to go back to the first instructions, and we're going to get this whole thing going. Okay, so step 1 is to go to Weebly.com. I'm going to just copy this. Okay, and then I will go here. I'm going to paste that in there. And then I'm going to build a professional website. And I'm going to use my okay, I think that's right. Oops. I'm going to make up a name, and I'm going to paste in my email address, and I'm going to create a password. I'm going to create my site. Sometimes it asks me to verify my site, sometimes not. Select all images with traffic lights. Okay, I see one there. I see one there. I don't 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 see one there. And I see one there. I'm going to verify. Okay. Now I'm going to select a theme. So I will select just any old theme. I want to select a real simple one. Oh, which one looks like guitars? This one maybe? Yeah, let's pick that one. Okay, now I'll go back to my directions. I've done this step, I've done this step, I've done this step, I've selected a theme, and I'm going to click my Start Editing button. It's creating my site. Okay, I'm going to search for a domain name, so I'll search for Brian School Site, and I'm going to go so it's unavailable. What if I do a dash here? Okay, so brianschool-site.weebly.com is available, so I will choose that. And it's set up, so I'm going to copy that. Oops. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste it into my little notepad here. Done. And just for kicks, I'm going to pull that up in a different browser. So I'm going to get this browser here, and I'm going to paste this in. It says it's not found. We'll have to figure that out. Maybe I haven't published it yet. Okay, I'm going to publish. Okay, there. Now it's there. So now if I go back into this browser and I try again. There. Okay, so it's important to keep going back to the browser, the external browser, just to see that all of these things that all of these next steps that we take really do work. So I'm going to put this aside for now. Okay, and I'm going to click this little button. I'm going to go back into my instructions. And the next instruction is to select the domain name. I've done that. I picked the free option. Done that. I was not asked to verify my account this time. I did see the success factor. Now I'm going to add CSX. So I'm going to drag the embedded code icon onto my page. This can be kind of tricky because depending on where in fact, I'm going to just do something really crazy here. I'm going to delete that. And this is the embedded code page here. So I'm going to drag this here. And it says click to set custom HTML. So I'm going to click that. And I'm going to edit custom HTML. Go back to my instructions. And page down. I'm going to backspace over the click and set custom HTML. And I'm going to type in the following. I'm just going to copy this. This is going to be my H2, and its ID is going to be PSU1. I'm going to copy this. It's very important that you make sure that your quotes are actual quotes and not the PowerPoint kind of quotes like these quotes up here. In this case, we're okay. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to click my HTML, edit custom code. I'm going to backspace over that. I'm going to paste my H2 in there, and then I'm going to click out here, and it actually did. This is my H2 title that I will change. So if I were actually going to make a title, I'm going to make this Mom and Pop Guitar Shop. Mom and Pop Guitar Shop. And this is an H2. So it's not, the interesting thing here is once I make that change, it looks kind of blah here. But if I pull up my other website, I'm going to refresh this page. Oh, I left out a step. I need to publish. Okay, so I'm going to publish. Okay, and its website is published. So now I go back into this and I refresh, and I should see that it actually looks better. It looks more like an H2 heading 2. But the important thing that we just did here is that we have that ID on there. By having the ID on there, we can do some cascading style sheet work and some JavaScript work. So let's go back to our slides, and we go into the SEO, and we're going to paste this bit of style into our header code. Okay, so I'm going to go into my settings menu pick, and I'm going to click on the SEO tab, and I'm going to paste in the style. Okay, so I'm going to go back here. I'm going to go into settings. I'm going to go into SEO, and I'm going to click in here. I'm going to paste that header code, and I'm going to hit my save button, and I'm going to hit my publish button. So what that should do is make that any element that has the ID of PSU1, the color blue and the margin left at 50 pixels. So I'm going to just publish that, have success, and now I'm going to look in my site here. I'm going to refresh, and I see that it did have the effect that I wanted. So that's pretty cool. So I'm using CSS. I've satisfied one of my requirements. Now I'm going to go back into my requirements, and I'm going to page down. I'm going to add a button that inspires urgency for our visitors. So I'm going to click the same custom set, click to set custom HTML button, and I'm going to create this button after the close tag, the end tag of the H2. So I'm going to copy this. Again, it's important to make sure that the quotes are not curly quotes, and these are all good. So this is JavaScript, and I'm going to go into my, and by the way, oh, and I want this paragraph too. Good thing I remembered. So the reason that this is important is because I can add a paragraph, and I can add this ID. So this JavaScript is going to act on the element that has the ID of PSU2, and this is PSU2. We're going to just put a blank paragraph in there for now. So I'm going to go back into settings and SEO, and I'm going to make sure that I go after the close tag of my, oh, I'm not doing the right thing. I'm going to go back into build, and I'm going to click into here, and I'm going to edit my HTML code, and I'm going to make sure that I go after my H2 element, make sure I don't cross wires with it, and I'm going to paste in here. So I pasted this button that says, how soon can I make a difference, will be the button's label, and then when I click it, it will put the answer here in this paragraph tag. Okay, so I'm going to close out of that, and I'm going to publish, and where your website is published, I'll go back into my alternate browser, and I'm going to hit my refresh button, and now I see this button that says, how soon can I make a difference? So if I click it, it says that I can make a difference as of Sunday, November 4th, 2018, 17:03 GMT time, which is 800 minus. Anyway, what that's saying is that this is how soon I can make an impact. So it increments every time. Pretty cool stuff. If I refresh this again, the text goes away. Now I've added JavaScript and CSS. So I'm really cooking with gas here. I clicked the blue publish button. So now, what's the next requirement? Run the test in my test browser. I did that. Okay. So now I want to add keywords. So I'm going to go to this website. By the way, this is optional. You can just come up with your own keywords. And then I'm going to add the keywords. I'm going to note the keywords, and then I'm going to add the keywords into my site description and into my meta keywords. So I will go down into the browser. Oops. That's not what I want. I want this browser. And so for my mom and pop guitar shop, I'm going to click on the next tab. I'm going to go to that site that I can't pronounce. And I'm going to type in what guitar purchase. Because remember, I want to optimize my site for, remember, momandpop.com wants to start selling more online. So guitar purchase is a very obvious one, but it looks like in Google, guitar purchase guide is pretty close to the top, as it is in YouTube, as it also is in Bing, as it also is in Yahoo. So that's a lot of bang for keywords. So I'm going to choose guitar purchase guide as my keyword, and that's going to help me to understand how I should create my website. So guitar purchase guide is my keyword, and I'm going to note that. So Google is telling me that a lot of people search for that. So that's a clue for me that I should use guitar purchase guide. I should create a guitar purchase guide on my website and then optimize my keywords for that. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go back to my website, go back to my instructions, and I'm going to then guitar amplifier repair is another one that I could do as well. Remember, you need to pick 2 keywords, but for this video I'm just going to pick 1, but you get the idea. So now we need to calculate our keyword density. We need to use keywords in the context at least 5 times, or a keyword density of percentage of 2.25%. That'll be our target. More than 3% could be seen as spam or even black hat. The way we do that is we divide the number of keywords by the number of total words times 100, and that gives us our keyword density. So I've already, through the miracle of time, I've typed this up really quickly. Type, and this is the text that I want to put on my website. And if I have only this text on my website, that would be 267 words, and I find that this keyword phrase appears 6 times. So 6 divided by 267 times 100 happens to be 125 or 225. That's the sweet spot we're looking for. So in order to do that, I need to delete most of the text that came with Weebly and just paste my text into the page. It's not going to be exact, but I think if you go through this exercise, you should receive credit for doing so. So I'm going to go back to my Word document. I'm going to grab all of this. I'm going to copy it. And then I'm going to start hacking away text that came with my Weebly template. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to change this to and test guitar shop. I just made that up. And I'm going to click in here. I'm going to paste all of that stuff right in there. Just blep. There it goes. Okay, so I've got some text in here. I've got some, I'm going to make these clickable to download the purchase guide and download the schedule an amplifier repair. And then I'm also going to have those calls to action down here. I'm going to select all of this. I want it to be aligned like that. And then I'm going to put a carriage return here, and a carriage return here, and a carriage return here. And I'm going to get rid of all this extra stuff. I know this is seems really draconian, but I'm just doing this to make sure that my page density, my keyword density, is where I want it to be. In other words, I don't want all of these extra words that will impact my count. Okay, so, and we can make this pretty later. There's all of the words. I want to get rid of these words. I want to get rid of these words. I want to get rid of these words. I could have just pasted these, my text, you know, in different parts of, I just have to change this. Going to go in here. What I would really do in the real world is turn these into H3s, but just to be quick and dirty, I'm going to make it bold. 1, 2, 3. Make it bold. And increase the font. 1, 2, 3. Make it bold. Increase the font. 1, 2, 3. This is just for visuals right now. Of course, we would go by, we would make this, you know, and then we would probably go in here and we would create a link here, but I'm not going to do that for now. I'm just going to leave it like this. I'm going to publish. Okay, and then I'm going to check my work by refreshing. It's not the most beautiful site in the world, but it does the job. And I have these words here now. If I did an actual page density check here, I would know that my page density is correct. So we're off to a good start. Now I'm going to, in the site description and meta keyword fields, type the keyword or keyword phrases. In this case, I have guitar purchase guide. Those will be my keywords. So I'm going to go to the settings menu pick, and I'm going to click on the SEO tab, and then I'm going to paste guitar purchase guide in the site description and the meta keywords. So I'm going to go back into my site, and I'm going to hit settings and SEO and guitar purchase guide and guitar purchase guide, and I'm going to save and publish. I have success. Now I'm going to go back into my presentation and see if there's anything else I needed to do. No, that was the last step. So let's go back to our requirements. So our requirements for D2 were to add functional CSS, and I know that I have that because I saw that the styling change from white to blue. Add a functional JavaScript. I know that I have that because when I push that button, it tells me how much time or how soon I can make an impact. I've optimized for SEO. I've picked my, in this demonstration I only picked one, but you would pick two, keyword or keyword phrases. I pasted it into the site description. I pasted it into the meta keywords. And on at least one of my pages, I've optimized the content so that the keywords account for page density percentage of 2 to 3%. So I have gotten all 15 points in this for this D2 project. So let's go back. How will I know? So what you will do then is you will send me, for D1, you'll just email me the customer journey map that you did. And for D2, you will simply send me your URL, and then I'll go evaluate it. And the way I'll evaluate it is I will do a view source. So I'll right click and I'll do a view source. And I will, you know, this isn't a good browser for this. I'm going to actually go, I don't like the view source on this one. So I'm going to put this away. And I'm going to actually pick another tab here. And I'm going to go there. Oops. Grab this URL. Control copy. Go here. Control paste. I'm going to go to that website. And now this is better. I'm going to view source here. This gives me a whole tab. Okay, so what I'm able to do is I'm able to go in and see that your CSS is set correctly, and I'm going to be able to see, and I'm going to search. Well, I see that my your description is correct, and your keywords are correct, so you'll get credit for that. And I'm going to search for actually, I'll search for, what was it? How soon can I make a difference? All right. How soon? Okay, so then I go in here and I see that your JavaScript is correct, and I see that your H2 is set correctly with the correct ID. By the way, you don't have to use exactly the same IDs and the same elements that I do. If you can make all of this stuff work, add your own CSS and add JavaScript, as long as I see that it's working, that'll be useful. So the things that I'm checking, if we go back to our requirements, functional CSS, I can do that visually and through the custom source. The JavaScript, I can do that visually and through the view source. The description and the keywords, I actually have to go in and do my view source, and I just showed you how I find those. And then for the density, I'll probably just do something like this. I'll do select all, and I'll do Control C, copy, and I will go into Word, and I'll get a new document, and I'll paste that in. And you will have told me which is your Control C, Control V, and I'm going to actually just get the text. Okay. So then I would search for your keyword, which in this case I would have said that it is guitar purchase guide, and I would see that in this case there are 305 words, but there are 6 results. So then I would pull up my calculator, and I would do 6 divided by 305, times 100. And uh-oh, I'm below my target, and that's because of all these extra words here. So I probably would then have to edit my copy in order to hit that sweet spot. But that's how I'll do the evaluations. So there you have it. That is how you do D1 and D2. It's pretty simple, but pretty cool if you think about it. And then let's just have a little peek ahead for your final project for D3. What you'll have to do then, we went over the requirements, but I'll show you exactly. I'll give you a little preview. We're going to require that you create marketing automation using HubSpot, that you plumb it to your Weebly site, that you create a CRM using HubSpot, and that you plumb it to your Weebly site, that you create a Google Analytics account, and you plumb it to your Weebly site. So then, if we just look real quickly at the steps that we'll take, I'm not going to demonstrate them now, but I'll just show you the steps. I'll do a demonstration in a follow-on video. So we'll go to our HubSpot, we'll create our account, and we'll use the Get Started Free button. We'll fill in the required fields. We'll verify, we'll make sure that we have our website, our Weebly website that we just created as our URL. And then we'll fill out a little bit more, a few more details. We'll say no, we are not using WordPress. And then that will give us this embedded code to connect to plumb our HubSpot marketing automation tool to our website. We'll go to our website in the header code. We'll paste that into the header code, and then it'll be plumbed. We'll hit our save button and our publish button. We'll do the same thing with the CRM, but having created the marketing automation tool, the CRM already comes for free, and then we'll just verify that we have it, and then I will do my right click, and I'll make sure that the CRM and that the marketing automation to HubSpot are plugged in. We'll then create an account on Google Analytics. We'll click the Start for Free button up there. We'll fill in the required fields. We'll get our tracking ID. We'll agree to the terms. We'll get our tracking ID here. We'll copy that, and we'll log into Weebly, and we'll go into our SEO tag, and we'll paste it into our header code. Making sure that we're going to have a lot of stuff in that header code, so we're going to make sure that we don't mess it up. And then we're going to click our save and then our publish button, and we'll be in good shape. There you have it. That's D1 and D2. I'll make a demonstration of D3, and these projects shouldn't be too difficult. Please let me know if you have any questions, and good luck. Thanks. Bye.